this is a God thing, and even though all the documents we've signed with the county says we're not going to do anything religious or faith-based or anything like that, they know what we do. They know who we are. So, this is our dream come true. Bottom line. And I tell you what, I think this is probably just the beginning. Because as time goes on and we'll get to the point where we can get grants and things of that sort, we'll be able to go out and buy other properties. And I think this is just the beginning.
Keep praying for our grant, December 13th. That's the day we find out. Thank you.
And speaking of the grant, we thank this guy here for all the help he gave us. He did an audit for us, which we had to do.
This is Mark Knopf. He did our audit for us.
Anybody have any questions or anything? Do I need to make introductions so everybody knows who's talking to who?
Explain a little bit about the grant, maybe.
The grant is basically so that we can grow. We have a real estate business, and it takes a lot of our time. So we can't really do all the things that we need to do. Mary has come on part-time for us. Thank God for that. But if we get the grant, then she's going to be full-time, and she's going to do some of the things that Joe and I were just talking about earlier about marketing and doing things that to make it grow. Because right now, I mean, it's just hard. And it's not just because we have a house down in Punta Gorda, but that's not just the reason. I mean, just doing the things we got to do around here, it just takes up our time. Not that we don't like to do it, it just takes up the time. And instead of out there knocking on doors and networking and doing the marketing and all those type things, don't have the time.
What is the name of the grant you applied for, and who is it through?
Gulf Coast Community.
Okay.
Through them. Is there a name for it?
It's Gulf Coast Foundation. They used to be Gulf Coast Foundation of Venice, but they dropped the Venice. I'm
Okay.
familiar with them.
Yeah.
It's a program grant.
Okay.
Cindy, can I ask you a question, or Kathy? What criteria, because I was in the neighborhood where they had their first house on Cary Street, and one of the things, and I shared this with Bob too, is there goes the neighborhood, you know, I mean, that was the reaction of our neighbors, and I said, wait a minute, give these people a chance, you know, and stuff, and I knew Bob and what he was capable of doing, but I think in talking with Donna, the editor of the paper, they're not clear on who sets the criteria, or what is the criteria for the temporary housing, who gets to live in this house. That's what I don't
No,
understand.
that is a perfect question, and that is one of the biggest problems that we have
Is it?
on a daily basis. We get a lot of calls. I mean, it's just unbelievable how many people call. But many of them have not even near the criteria that we need to get them into this program.
And your criteria is set by New Paradigm, or is it set by the grant, or
Yeah.
combination?
Combination.
Combination. It's for low-income people.
Okay.
We have taken it to the next level and says, okay, we don't mind if you're low income, you have to be working. You got to pay. This, for example, would probably go for like $650 normally. Okay. Now some people told me $7, but I don't think so. Not in today's market. But we rent these out for $400. Okay. And the $400 needs to pay for all the bills that we have, and we do still have some bills. You know, even though we don't have a mortgage on it. But what we're looking for is people that are going through a temporary hard time. We're not looking for the homeless people. We're not looking for somebody down the street here that's got their hand out all the time. We have the Homeless Coalition. They do a great job. So be it. We're not dealing with that. We're looking for the person that may be losing their home because they've lost their job, or a multitude. Life happens. So any type of hardship that we can help them with. Our goal is to take those people that have had success in their life. They may not be millionaires and all this type, but they've had some success in their life, Now, they're trying to get from point A to B, and we're all in this downward slope, and so we're trying to get them into these houses at a reasonable price, offer them all types of programs. We have people going to marriage counseling now. You can't get into the house, first of all, until you do a drug test. So we're not,
No background check.
yeah, we do a background check, we check the people out. And yeah, some of these people are really good at telling you what you want to hear, a typical rental. But we're looking for those people that really want to make their lives better. We offer parenting, we have mentors. Matter of fact, Randy's one of our mentors over here, where they get together with the people and help the people for a year. Our first lease with these people are for 1 year. Okay? If they are not out of it about where they need to be, Anthony is a perfect example of, he's worked
He's my
hard.
neighbor.
He has worked hard.
Yeah.
And
Neighbor, and I've met him.
at the end of this lease, he'll be on his way, and he'll be happy to be on his way.
Yeah, that's
He
great.
has
You know?
about 5 more months.
Yeah,
We renewed his lease for 6 months.
6
He has
months.
what, three teenagers, I believe?
Yep. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for husbands with kids, wives with kids,
Married couples with kids.
married couples with kids, if there's such a thing anymore.
We have one.
It's amazing how many people are out there, and they got families, but they've never been married. And we're not going to discriminate against them,
No, we don't
but we
discriminate
will
against them.
offer them and explain to them why, okay, what's the good things about being married, But we're just hoping that at the end of this whole process, and we do not force them to go to church, we do not force them to have prayer with us, we don't do any of that stuff, okay? But we're hoping that we can be examples for them, and maybe they will go to church because we're going to church, okay? We have marriage counseling in our church, and we have 3 couples that's going, well, 3 are trying to go to that, but
Financial counseling.
we're offering financial counseling. We're trying to get that started up right now. I know there's a couple places out there that's having it, and we want to get hooked up with those people, whether it's a Dave Ramsey or some other one. We don't really care as long as it's giving them the... matter of fact, we've even talked about whether or not we want to do it ourselves, do it in-house. But again, it's the time thing that's running us nuts. But if we can get this grant, and that's what this grant is for, is to help us with all these different types of things. And we also have another little grant out there that we're, what's it called?
It's called Gulf Coast Gives. If you go to gulfcoastgives.com and you go to Human Services, you'll find our little, actually you'll see the picture of the other triplex, and the name of our program, or what is it called, project is Help Us Plant, because not all of our houses have beautiful landscaping like this one does. So we're asking for, you can only ask for a certain amount of money, we're asking for $900. We've been allowed to keep it on the Gulf Coast Gives site for 45 days. We have Mary 2 more weeks. We have about 2 more weeks, and it's a place where the community can go, and you can donate to this, and that will help us
You can
build
donate $10, you can donate 900 and what?
900.
900.
What's the
Yeah.
website one more time?
www.gulfcoastgives.com. .org? I'm sorry.
.org.
She did it, so she knows.